on this episode of the Sorority Chat podcast.
When I got the job lead, it was for Kate Spade. Honestly, my whole brand is emulated by her whimsy. They flew me to New York. I'd already had several phone interviews. And I remember I got there, and guess who interviewed me? At the time, I didn't know, but it was her best friend, Elise Aaron. And Elise Aaron has just come out and with her Amazon bestseller about her best friend, Kate Spade, and how they made a multi-million-dollar brand in the 90s as young girls.
Hey y'all, and welcome to Sorority Chat. I'm Liz Toombs, a designer and sorority alum who's obsessed with all things Greek life. My mission? To bring you real conversations, smart insights, and fun stories that help make sorority living even better. So grab your favorite beverage, get comfy, and let's chat. Hey y'all, welcome back to this week's Sorority Chat. Today's guest is a total force in the game day fashion world and someone who has turned her personal sorority spirit into a national brand. And I know you're going to love hearing from her. Amy Chenevert is the founder and creative mind behind Ames Layne, which is the OG of game day products. From her days at LSU in Chi Omega to working at Neiman Marcus PR to pioneering her first spirit strap in 2008, Amy has literally changed the way that we show up for our schools and our sisters. Welcome, Amy.
Thank you so much for having me today. Thrilled to be here.
Yes, I'm excited to have you. I love your products. I love following along with your business. I'm a big sparkle girl myself, and a lot of your products have a little sparkle and shine to them.
Absolutely. But when I started the brand, it always been a passion project. And as passion projects do, they evolve and, over time. And I know that we're all fond of the word pivot.
Yeah.
So it's been a journey. Absolutely. Very exciting.
I remember meeting you. Now the year is going to slip my mind, but we were both at the Athens, Georgia Southern Sea retreat. It was like a fall retreat. And I remember your brand has even evolved since I first met you, because at the time you had a certain logo. You even referenced liking, wasn't it the show Bewitched? Is that right?
Yes. Yeah.
And that was part of your graphic and your emblem, but like your energy has not changed at all. It's always been, you're very excited, very passionate about what you're doing, and it certainly reads.
Yes. Thank you so much for remembering all of that. So originally, yes, it was called True Colors Game Day.
That's right.
Yes. And so my logo was this really cute, with abstract pom-poms. It kind of looked like that if you see my fingers. Mm-hmm. But it were pom-poms all the way around, and it was two little ones put together with True Colors Game Day. Game Day was in that, the perfect varsity font. And True Colors was inspired by the font used in the Bewitched show. And then the little abstract pom-poms had every single school color that you could possibly fathom, all arranged in order. And so that was kind of like my take on the little gold dust, gold summer dust from the show. Absolutely. And that's how it started. Yes. True Colors Game Day.
Isn't it funny, how you start and then how things, like you said, pivot or evolve?
Yes, absolutely. I remember those early days. I conceptualized this brand in 2007. I had just moved from Dallas to New Orleans, Louisiana in the light of Hurricane Katrina. It was the first Saints game of the season in 2007. I was beyond excited as a Louisianian born and native to be there and move back to my home state, but New Orleans was my calling. And to be in the Superdome and have my light bulb moment was undeniable that I had to act on it.
Yeah.
Got to be smart. You can't just do something. But I did both things. I did research and I acted at the same time because I was over the moon. No one's ever done this before. This is infinity. It's not a trend. It's not a fad. It's never going out of style. It's only getting bigger. And this was when females really had no options of fun, fashionable, chic, cool things to wear to the game. And when
you're telling me.
Yeah. So back when I was at LSU, at Chi Omega, we wore linen wrap skirts to the floor, hunter scene, linen blousings. I am not kidding you. Team colors were not in our foray or our game day attire whatsoever. And so True Colors was the first brand. So I conceptualized it in 2007. I launched it in 2008. I started with 8 styles, worked up to 24 styles, and they were all designed in knit fabrication with both color combinations to kind of, they were knit because game day is so hot. And so I did try a few 100% silk style tops, but just the sweat and the intensity of the heat, it would stick to you. It would show, so cotton was the way to go. And so I infused the other color because, you could go to the Gap or maybe Banana Republic or maybe J. Crew, or Old Navy. And as an LSU fan, purple is just an odd color. And to find purple and gold together, that was just unheard of. And then, of course, Auburn, navy blue and orange. Navy blue is a very popular color, but orange with it, that's a whole different story. So colors, to me, take on a whole new meaning when it comes fall time, And so I was able to, I found a factory in Dallas, Texas, and the way I found that is such an incredible story. And that was another reason that I was so propelled to move forward. Out of my corporate job that I loved for 9 years into this role as an entrepreneur, small business. I had no idea what I was doing, but I believed so gravely in my idea and wanted to put my mark in the earth, that I'm the first person doing this. Like, oh my gosh, this is not a trend, not a fad, not going away. This is only going to get bigger and more exciting. And as you can see over the past decade, and even now beyond, it's 2025. How much the female, the landscape of female fashion in lieu of game day has changed so much and grown.
And I am thankful for that because you were right. There were not a lot of good options before. It is very hot and sweaty in the Southeast and in Texas during football season, and it's not cute to walk around looking sweaty. So you're trying to do a lot. You were talking about being in the Superdome and having that light bulb moment. What was it like? What triggered you to be like, I need to create this?
I'll tell you exactly. Okay, so I had moved from Dallas, Texas. I have been a fan of Navajo, sterling silver, and turquoise jewelry since I was a child. We would go on road trips, like through New Mexico, and like Utah and all that. And I wanted a sterling silver concho belt, which was like $1,000, back in the day. Now they're more than that. And now they're like $3,000. Anyway, so I remember one year I got a big bonus. I happened to be in Scottsdale, Arizona. And I went to Old Town Scottsdale, Arizona, and I got a whole suite. I got the concho belt, I got the ring, I got the cup, I got the earring. They even gave me a free ring. And I was so excited. And I built on my collection. And let me see, that was probably in 1999. Okay. Now it's 2025. So here we are going to the States game. And I'm like, I don't have anything fancy. But gosh, I wanted to look like I was supporting the States. I was there for it. I wanted to show my team pride and my spirit beyond. And I was like, well, God, the best I can do is a black t-shirt and my concho belt, like, come on. And so I looked like I'd stepped out of like Old Town Scottsdale, with my cowboy boots on and my, concho belt and all my silver and turquoise jewelry. But hey, I had on a black t-shirt, because things are black and gold, but I didn't have like a gold belt or anything else. And so I was sitting in this chair. We were in the club level and it was like halftime. And I saw this lady walk by and she had on a white pinpoint, actually, this is just a cotton, stripe, like woven shirt. But she had on like a pinpoint blouse. There was stripes. She had her collar up. She had on a khaki little skirt. And she was an older lady. I would probably say like 62-ish, 65. I'm 50, by the way. So I've grown with the times. But she had a fleur-de-lis embroidered on her white pinpoint blouse. And I was like thinking to myself, oh my God, look at that lady. She is chic. She is pulling together. She's as thrilled to be here as I am, and all of us here. She's looking for something too. I bet you anything, if she had something really cool and fun and chic that were black and gold, she would have it on right now. But then after that moment, I saw just droves of these women, girls, young, old, all ages, and they had on like the pink Drew Brees jersey on, and I was just like, oh God, it's just getting worse by the second. And, God, if that's what you're wearing, you're doing it, go for it, but I just wanted to provide other options for people who wanted perhaps a different look and to show themselves in a different light and in a different way. And that's how it started. And so I incorporated, that was the light bulb moment. And when I found my factory in Dallas, Texas, which is an amazing story, that might have to be like part 2.
Okay.
That's the whole story in itself. I mean, it was just undeniably 100% move forward, like without a doubt. I would have just wondered and been really upset at myself had I not.
Well, I want you to tell us. You have to tell us how you found it and how it was all meant to be then.
Okay, here we go. Okay, so as you know, I moved from Dallas over 11 and a half years. I lived there. That is where I formulated, like basically conceptualized, and that was my whole foundation of my young professional life, if you know what I mean, your foundation. So you have all these friends, network, all this, friends, work friends, friends of friends. I'm in New Orleans, and one of our girlfriends flies this whole group of girls to New Orleans for her birthday party. And I'm telling one of my best friends, I used to work for Neiman Marcus in public relations. And one of my closest friends, she did as well, but she worked in a corporate office downtown. And we just knew a lot of people. And I figured between both of us together that we could put together a place where I could at least have my first phone call of how to find a factory or talk to somebody that is in apparel manufacturing and production, which I told her. And she says, oh my gosh, there was a girl here at the party. She just moved in town from Jackson Hole to Dallas, and she's just started this apparel line. And I'm like, oh my gosh, what's her name? So she introduced me. We had a brief chat, and she's like, I'm absolutely here to help you. I said, well, I'll be in Dallas next week for market. I was still working in my job. I was a merchandiser for laundry by Shelley Siegel. So I handled all of our majors in the Southwest. So every Neiman Marcus, Saks, Nordstrom, Macy's, Bloomingdale's. And then I gained the Midwest as well. That's how the Bloomingdale's came into play. And so anyhow, I was like, I'll be in town all next week for my job. And then I had to do Dallas market because then that's when I handled the specialty division with our showroom there that's permanent. So anyhow, so I was like, I'll track you down when I'm in Dallas next week. She's like, okay. And so I get to Neiman Marcus, North Park, and these are my friends. I mean, I see them every week. I mean, and now I live in New Orleans, and now I'm not there. Well, I kept up my work travel like I promised, but it wasn't like I was there every Monday, Thursday, and a Friday. I mean, I just wasn't there as often as regular.
Sure.
But I was still there. So I show up, and they're like, oh my gosh, this girl's looking for you, da 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 da. And so, like probably 5 people told me that the old DKNY rep was looking for me. So I couldn't find her. Somebody gave me her phone number. I called her, and we played phone tag. And sure enough, she caught me. And I was on the shuttle bus going into the Dallas Market Center for work that morning. And she said, hey, thanks so much for reaching out. I wanted to reach out because this girl just moved into town from Jackson Hole, and she's starting this fashion line. And she's looking for the everything girl. And I just thought of you. But then I realized that you had moved to New Orleans. And I go, wait, what's this girl's name? And she told me her name was Abby Farron. And she had just moved here from Jackson Hole, brand new to the scene. But her husband was facilitating her production. And I said, whoa, whoa, whoa. I said, what is your husband's name? And she told me, she goes, yeah, he owns Central Falls. And Central Falls used to make all of the apparel and everything for Rough Hewn, for Harold's. Remember back in the day, Harold's from Oklahoma? Oh my God, we were decked in Harold's at the time. And I was like, are you kidding me? I said, I just met her in New Orleans, and I'm looking for a factory to create my brand aesthetic here in Dallas as well. And I think that she has taken me to your husband's place. She hasn't even told me the name of the place yet. Of the refinery yet. And I said, she goes, who is it? And I was like, Abby Farron. She said, yes, that's who I'm talking about too. So she was looking for me to go to work for her, and I'm looking for her to meet her factory. So she was like, are you kidding me? So she says, let me call Beaver, the owner of the factory, right now, and he will connect with you. And I said, yes. I mean, yes, absolutely. I mean, come full circle. Hello, there's like 3 points, that all converge at the same time. So Beaver met me at the Dallas Market Center on a Sunday. We did a little ghost walk around, and he's like, here's all I need from you to commit to. Can you commit to 100 per design? I go, can I make color combinations? Because I need to do LSU, I need to do Auburn, I need to do the Saints, and it's my initial start. And so if you can get to 100, mixed color per style. Let's go. And he said, I'll pick you up tomorrow after you're done with market and I'll show you the factory and you can meet your account manager. And I was like, sounds good. And so that's how I got off to the races.
It came together quite well then. Yeah. All signs pointed to that. And then you were able to roll it out. That's like a goosebump story, like when you know you're doing the right thing.
Yeah. I mean, the first goosebump part of it was the light bulb moment, because it was a real light bulb moment, a real one. And then the second one was that, you know, like the goosebump, like this is really coming together. Like I cannot believe. And so anyhow.
I love that. While I'm not a Saints fan, I am a lover. I'm a lover of the fleur-de-lis. I grew up in Louisville, Kentucky. It's our city symbol. And so anytime there's a fleur-de-lis, I'm usually grabbing it. And so I love them.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So let's go back to college for a second. And let's talk about days in Chi Omega at LSU and just what that experience was like for you and maybe what you've taken from it that you're utilizing now in your entrepreneur journey.
Yes, absolutely. Little did I know going into college what a big decision that would be and how large of an impact it would make in my life, not even just personally, but professionally. I had no idea. I had a very positive rush experience. I was able to, back then you could prep three, and I was very happy with the 3 that I prepped. However, I was pulled in another direction because my boyfriend at the time, his mother was Kappa president back at LSU back in her day. And I went in as an LSU, like going LSU, and I kind of had a back plan. So I was going to transfer to SMU and be a Kappa there. And anyhow, the rush experience, don't be nervous. It's just like, let it just take you and be natural and let the experience be your journey. You know, don't affect it. Just be yourself. And I learned just by doing that. And yes, we're little girls. We are young. We are timid. We don't know what's going on. We just know that it's like, you know, but I learned that I chose Chi Omega against these wishes, against what the plan was, the big plan. Well, I have plenty Kappa friends that are like my sisters as well. And I wouldn't change that decision for the world. It has shaped me. I feel that it's uplifted my professional life. When I was a young girl working my way up and around and about, I mean, that would always be, somebody would ask me during an interview process, were you in a sorority at LSU? It's such a big school. How did you navigate that large of a school being just one little person? Like, what did you do? And I was like, well, becoming a Chi Omega really was, you know, an asset to me. We're held to very high values. We're not just run of the mill, you know, there's just values that we uphold to. And I just have carried that with me for forever. And all of those friendships have been with me through all of this. And they have all through sisterhood and being able to unite under the name of Chi Omega, and really in any sorority. I mean, because we all have those treasured memories of sisterhood, and it's just it's been. I wouldn't change anything for the world, and I don't have children. However, I have talked to young girls, my friends' daughters. I have written a lot of recs, and I know how important it is. And I make those phone calls. I send those text messages, you know, to help anybody out that I can, because everybody deserves to have the best experience. And to people that channel through their adulthood, little do they know that when they're freshmen, incoming, new school, new friends, new life, new city, everything's new, that sisterhood is your bond for forever. And it can carry you in conversation, in job interviews. I mean, amazing. And one just fascinating story, and this is all unfolding right now. Back then, I didn't even know it. A friend of mine gave me a job lead, And I was employed by my company at the time that I worked for, Laundry by Shelley Siegel. And I loved my job. My boss was my mentor. I admired her. And everybody needs a mentor. And,
Yes.
there has to be the right one for you. And she was that for me. And when I got the job lead, it was for Kate Spade. And I was just thinking
No big deal.
Yeah, like, honestly, my whole brand is emulated by her whimsy and her just disposition into game day, like that she had for Kate Spade. That's what I've emulated for game day. That's
a good one. It's a good one to emulate.
For my logo, the Bewitched thing, the whole thing. Kate Spade, her brand was right there with that, like almost just entangled with it. And that was part of my inspiration. So so I interviewed for the job. They flew me to New York. I'd already had several phone interviews. And I remember I got there, and guess who interviewed me? At the time, I didn't know, but it was her best friend, Elise Aaron. And Elise Aaron has just come out and with an Amazon bestseller, Well, We Almost Made It, her book and the story about her best friend, Katie Buchanan Spade, and how they made a multi-million-dollar brand in the 90s as young girls, graduates of campus, and Elise Aarons was a Kayamaya.
Oh my gosh.
During the interview process, we're talking, and I'm so excited. I mean, this is where I want to be. Like, this is where I want to be. And she said, you were a Kayamaya? She was looking at my resume, and so we just gelled, and she was, oh my God, go to get Katie right now. So she ran out to go find Katie, and Brosnahan was her last name. I'm sorry, not Buchanan. I think it was Brosnahan. And anyway, she was, let me go get Katie. I mean, I didn't know her name. I didn't know her last name. I just knew her as Kate Spade, obviously.
Right, sure.
Let me go get Katie. And I'm like, and so she dashes back. She literally just left. She, heading to the airport. She was, but Amy, da-da-da-da. Anyway, ultimately, I got the job.
Oh.
And I was so excited. And then that's when I had to break it to my mentor boss, Chelsea Rice. I love you, Chelsea. If you ever do this for no. She's like, oh, Amy, I see this. This is all, your name is written all over this offer. I got it. I mean, you're the girl. I get it. So she's like, hold on, just do anyhow. I ended up declining the offer because I got a very, very nice raise. Therefore, I felt very valued in the company. And then I got double territory. It was very nice. And it was very lucrative for me to stay put where I was with laundry.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. And so therefore, I did not get to work with Elise Aarons, who was a Kayamaya. And that interview moment of, sisterhood brought us together. You know what I mean? Like, that just doesn't happen. And so, I mean, sisterhood to me is it's very valuable. You'll find your home. When you know it, you'll know, and don't look back. It's just the best thing. It is the best thing. It's the most beautiful thing.
I agree. You have no idea the doors that will open or the connections it will bring you. I was like riding that roller coaster with you of the Kate Spade story. That's not where I thought that was going. So I'm like, I have to recenter myself here. But that book is on my list. I want to read it. I want to read about their friendship and about the process of building the company.
Yes, I've been waiting for the month of July to do that. My husband goes away for a work trip next week, and we're in town all week, like I said. So that's what I'm doing next week, is I'm going to read this book, and I cannot wait. I'm so excited.
Okay, well, you're going to have to report back. You'll have to message me and let me know how it goes. But I want to talk more about the Chi Omega stuff. And you have recently created is it called the Game Day Fan? And you're going to launch it at Chi-O at LSU, right?
Well, so the plan is they just arrived last week. So I initially, there are several products that I have introduced into the marketplace. The first one being the Spirit Strap, which I was inspired. Okay, so my first clear bag came in, and I was like, well, this is cute. It's a clear bag. I mean, it's cute, or cute. And it had the little gold chain strap that it came with. And then, of course, I've upgraded my gold chain straps. And I can guarantee you that the gold chain strap that comes with my Hadley Clear bag is the nicest gold chain that you will see coming for free on a clear bag. But I was like, so this is cute. Okay. And then I was like, wait a second. Let's take this a step further. And so I went to something in Houston. I lived in Houston now at the time, and I was inspired by a lanyard. Oh. And I sent a picture to my factory. I was like, can we make something with clips to attach to this purse that is, I need it to be textured in some way, like a woven jacquard, but I don't want it to be like quilty looking or a tapestry looking thing. I want it to be really clean, really chic, and it needs to be these Pantone colors, of whatever I give you. And so we came out with the first sample, and it was like silky. It reminded me of a seatbelt.
Oh, I know exactly what you mean. Yep.
And I was like, of course I want it wider. So the very first one was like 1.25 inches wide. But people were like, oh my God, this is so cool. Like, I mean, nothing like that existed. Now you go to a flip-flop, there are hundreds around you. Everybody has on a Spirit strap.
And the fun is to swap them out. And I mean, I'm a bag lady in general. And then like now when you add in the strap options, like Lord help, the closet is full.
Yes, absolutely. So you would ask me a question and so the game day fan. So it's called the number one fan. Like we're the
cute.
Fan. So here's one I just happen to have this one at my foot because I'm collecting all this product for orders. So these are my original foray was all game day fans. So LSU, Alabama, Auburn, Georgia, Arkansas.
You've always needed more Kentucky. I'm always like, get some UK.
Yeah. Well,
we need
actually,
some blue.
my rep is meeting with 3 Kentucky accounts this week. So stay tuned, Liz. You're
good. I will be watching.
Yes, the samples are actually in the works. So I started with the game day fan. And then I wholesale my line, so I do all the Dallas markets, Nashville, Las Vegas. And so I got licensed for 6 sororities. And so the game day fans were such a hit that has led me now into these sorority fans. So
I love it.
Fan. So as a menopausal 50-year-old, I was at an event and I was like telling he came to check on me. I'm like, it is so hot. Like can let like this, And so that's how I came out as the first game day fan. And then these are now the sorority fans. So you can see the affinity mark is right here at the field.
Okay, yeah.
And so I'm starting with 6, and my plan is to grow to all sororities.
Yeah, so all 26.
My feet wet first with these 6. And so this is called the sorority bid day fan. So all the bid days, so I did like a little gingham background with everybody's Greek letters. Yeah. And it's so hot on bid day. Think about all the moms, like they don't know what to buy until like that second, like
I know.
Or whatever. And so I need help because there's a lot of ground to cover and I'm just one person. So I am trying to reach as many sororities and different chapters and different schools as I possibly can within the 6 that I have my initial license for. But yeah, so here's the bid day fan.
I love it because just like it's hot on game days, it's hot on bid day. Especially if you're doing the fall recruitment, and so you've got to cool off. But you heard her, folks. If you are in a chapter or you're in charge of swag and products, like get the fans.
Get the fans. They are in stock now for the first 6, which are Kappa, Chi, KD, Tri Delta, Pi Phi, and Theta. Okay. And I have already had requests for more. And like I said, I'm just trying to get my feet wet with these first. I've got a lot to do right now. Any help, don't reach out. You can be my rep. I'll compensate you. And anyhow, I am thrilled to be in this space because it is rewarding. It is so much fun. And it's like I was meant to do this. Like there's not a doubt about it. In my heart and in my soul, when I go to these shows and I get to greet my customers and they're like, I got so many compliments on my whole setup last year. Like it stopped. I couldn't even get to the ladies' room. It's so much to be said for that. And when you hear it repeatedly from your customers that have bought from you time and time again, and there's always something new and fresh, which one of my latest, newest, hottest items, aside from these fans and the game day fan, are my scarf chain purse strap.
Oh. So
it's like a custom size scarf.
I love that you have everything just at your fingertips prepared to show.
This is go time. This is the season. So I've got things parceled out, ready, waiting for inventory to come in to fulfill so many orders. But this is it. So here's an LSU one. So basically, I chose a jumbo gold chain link strap.
Okay.
And then they custom made this scarf to the right size, and I did little polka dots, but some of them are going to be tiger stripe, and they hand weave it through here, and you just clip it onto your bag, and it's lightweight, and And then you put your little privacy pouch on the inside. And then I designed my Hadley clear bag with a pocket on the back. So you put your event ticket face out so they can scan it. Then you put your cell phone right behind it. And then on the inside, you have more room for your personal items.
Yes.
And they're retails for under $50.
It's beautiful. It's really cute. I feel like I'm going to go shopping when we get done doing this now. I'm going to get online. But you brought up a lot of really good things like the ticket pouch, the privacy pouch. Because like I hate walking around with my credit cards or my cash or my hotel key exposed when I'm going to these venues.
Exactly. So I have come up, every single item that I put on my line is very thoughtfully designed with utilitarian use and with value and with the element of fun behind it.
Yeah, and it's cute, thankfully.
Yes. And so everything on my line, you will see if you go to my website. I mean, I can walk you through every single item and tell you every single detail about it and the why and the why. The why and the how I did this and the why I did that and what I changed from the very first time, because you evolve over time. You learn so much as you do, but you have to do things in order to learn what you need to change and emulate to make it better. And so I have several products that are perfected, and there's always room for growth, and there's always room for new ideas. And it's the future is infinite. I mean, there's going to be, this is the best time of the year. It's right around the corner.
Yeah, no, it's great. And I think you're exactly right where you were saying you just feel like you've landed exactly where you should be. It's the culmination of your fashion and the merchandising and your collegiate and sorority experience. And it's all converging right here in this business opportunity. And I think it is really exciting because you're coming up with a lot of products that really work for folks and are really functional.
And then when it gets down to like championship season, or you're the away team coming in.
Yep.
Oh my God, you want to show up. Like LSU is in the house. So like that's when I created like the LSU like sequin jacket.
Yes.
Purple to gold all over sequin, the very first game day sequin jacket, and nobody knows that they need that until they see it and they're like, hello, like I need that. Like I want to show up, to the Alabama game and that tiger stripe sequin jacket. So that was the year we won the national championship with Joe Burrow.
Oh, nice. Now, is it only available in the purple and gold, or do you have it in other colors now?
Well, the tiger stripe is just tiger stripe for LSU. It's black and gold tiger stripe versus over to purple and gold. But I've got blue and red for a lot of the team colors do cross over for other teams. For example, like blue and red can luckily be for the Houston Texans. And it can be for Ole Miss, navy and orange can be for the Houston Astros, which I have, but it can also be for Auburn, And then, of course, I have a true houndstooth sequin jacket that is for Alabama and Alabama only. I do have a blue and silver sequin jacket with white trim that can be for Kentucky. It can be for the Dallas Cowboys. And then I had maroon and silver sequin jacket for Texas A&M.
Yeah, I love that because I am not a big logo person. I've never been a jersey person, but I love the colors and representing the team that I'm supporting because it feels more fashion forward and it feels more natural than just being decked out in a bunch of logos and numbers.
The name of the game. That's 100% my direction and my little pathway that I've taken, but it also provides an element of fun. It's very different than anything you'll find at like a bookstore really or a fan shop.
Yeah. And so you said you wholesale your products. So most of it is in like locally owned boutiques in different places.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So if folks want to connect with you personally or find out more about what you have to offer, how can they do that?
I'm very active on Instagram. It's Ames Layne _ AMESLAYNE _ And then my website is www.ameslayne.com. And you can DM me on Instagram. I communicate with customers all the time. It fuels me every day. It's so exciting. So just reach out. I can do customs. I do a lot of custom work for area high schools.
Oh, nice.
I've done a lot of these fans for high school. In Texas, it's like Friday Night Lights, big time around here. And in many states, it's the same way. And so what better way to unite as a school? My whole tagline is sparkle, excite, unite. We can sparkle in our own way because just the whole activity of it all is you just feel like you're sparkling. but you can truly sparkle if you put on one of my sequin jackets.
In the literal sense, yes.
And then unite is a very big thing for me. Unite. Like, we all want to feel we're part of something, and together we're always better. And that's what's happening right now in Texas. Together we're better. Like the flood devastation in Clark County, so many people have lost so much, and families, and it's just, unite is one of my key things. So this can be even used as a fundraiser for a school. These can be used as a fundraiser for a school.
Yeah.
I mean, the fans, it's just a fun thing that anybody can enjoy. Fun, functional, and very Instagrammable. I'm sure you've seen all this fan pop in action and concert all over TikTok and stuff. I don't get out there and like do all the animations like a lot of people do, because I feel like I'm a one-woman show over here, and I'm like, okay, I just do that like by myself. Like, not really. But when you use a brand, oh yeah.
Yes, thus is the life of an entrepreneur. You're kind of a jack of all trades at this point. It's just how it goes.
Absolutely. Yeah. Changing your car to pop out to do a little quick impromptu photo shoot when something new comes in, you just do what you got to do. But when it's your passion project, it's all worth it. It's just all worth it. It all comes from in here.
Yes, no, you're right. Amy, thank you so much for coming on and talking about your collegiate experience and your powerhouse brand. Everyone needs to follow you online and start shopping the game day and sorority products.
It is so time. So excited.
Thank you.
Thank you, Liz.
Welcome to Liz's House Hot Takes. This is where I take the lessons I've learned over the last 16 years of designing Greek houses and offer you my pro tip. Here's today's house hot take. Multi-purpose furniture should be strategic and stylish. In a sorority house, smart furniture is everything. Look for console tables with tucked away stools, perfect for study sessions or casual TV nights. Ottomans with hidden storage? Yes, please. Nesting side tables are easy to pull out when out-of-house sisters come over, and then you can stash them away on other days. The goal is to make every piece do double duty without sacrificing your aesthetic. Thanks for listening to another House Hot Take. For more inspiration, check out the PDR Interiors Instagram or TikTok. I'm Liz Toombs, and this is the Sorority Chat podcast. Catch you next time. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you're listening on a podcast platform, make sure to follow the show so you never miss an episode. And if you got something out of today's conversation, we'd love for you to leave us a 5-star review. It helps us reach more listeners just like you. If you're watching on YouTube, be sure to check out this video right here or this one over here. And don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps us out. On that note, I'm Liz Toombs with Sorority Chat, and I'll see you on the next one. This podcast is produced by Collier Landry for Don't Touch My Radio. Copyright Liz Toombs.